Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, thank you so much for giving us I don't have words today. In fact, Sukrit and Arzu to express the feeling that the first book which we have recently published. Last 2 days, my entire team is exhausted and they are unable to handle the pressure, the level of queries. Like we are almost near to kind of getting sold out of our first batch we have published. We just thought to have only 500 copies. I thought like maybe 10, 15, 50, like 50 doctors will be, or maybe non-medicos. In fact, we are getting more orders from the non-medicos as well. And I've written the book in the way that it's not only for the doctors, it's anyone who can understand. In fact, I met yesterday one of my friend. He came to my book launch and he's a CA. So he was saying, I have understood many aspects of this, and at least he got positive after reading that book. He got positive. The mindset got positive that he also wants to start medical cannabis in his family for some case. So that positivity also will be generated. And on that note, we are today doing this session. So the entire idea of doing all these exercise, all these sessions, all these companies who are getting associated with us now is to create positivity about medical cannabis, this wonderful herb, and that positivity will lead to the healing of people, healing of patients, in fact, enhancing the health of individuals as well. So we had a session in one of the event yesterday, cannabis, in which they have been discussed that for the healthy individual also how much it is beneficial. So we will be doing more sessions on that as well with Cannazo India. Again, I welcome Sukrit and Arzu. Both are the founders of this. I will say I'm very excited about their startup, the way they are disrupting the ecosystem, the way they are launching their products, some very unique products, the blend of ethical and traditional to the modern and scientific and the Western research. And the main aspect is they always respect all the stakeholders, the core values they are like it's there. And I have seen with both Sukrit and Arzu that they are very much ethical in terms of respecting each stakeholder of this ecosystem, entire ecosystem. So that is very very important, and that's why we promote companies like Cannazo India on our platform as well, that they think about Vaidyas, they think about Ayurveda doctors and how they can associate with them. So accordingly, we also want to take this journey up. And without wasting much time, I know that all of you are excited for this session and wants to listen. Arzu and Sukrit, I hand over the session to both of them for their presentation. The idea is please tell us about yourself, about both of you to start with. Introduce each one of you yourself, and then take us to the journey of Cannazo India and the products, and what exactly is your aim and objective moving forward, and what we people can look forward to like associate with you. Me means the either the doctors, the students, all those will be seeing this video predominantly, and then eventually as we are launching B2C, so the entire world will see this gradually. So over to you, Arju and Sukrit, and thank you so much again for supporting us in this initiative of spreading medical cannabis awareness across the country and across the world. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Arzu, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sukrit. So, talking about ourselves first, my name is Arzu Puri, and with me, I have the co-founder of Cannazo India, Sukrit Goyal. We started the journey into manufacturing industry approximately 5 years back, and recently, 2 years back, we launched our own brand, Cannazo India, looking at the trends in the market. When I talk about Cannazo India, like how we started with the company, now Cannazo India is an Ayurvedic pharmaceutical company, moreover focused on the research and development of all the phytochemicals, the traditional compounds present within the medicinal plants. Not only Vijaya, I'll say, we also have other herbs and plants which we use in our formulations, and basically how they interact with the endocannabinoid system. Our group is already a pioneer in the nanotechnology based products, including medical quantum dots, which we're using for drug delivery purpose in cancer in different disorders internationally. Now, coming to our products, which include the Vijaya leaf extract, our products are precisely formulated, all are approved under Ayush, Ministry of Ayush, and all the Ayurvedic formulations have therapeutic benefits of combination of drugs. We have monoherbal formulations, polyherbal formulations targeting different indications. And they're all backed up by our traditional ancient Vedas knowledge of the scientific research which has happened over the decades in India, internationally both. Our main objective is to use all these organic compounds which are already present within the plants naturally, and improve their efficacy to make world-class medications for different indications like neurological disorders, including epilepsy, ho gaya, cancer, for multiple sclerosis, for pain management, and for palliative care. Now, when I say about our company, that part I've already covered, that we have are approved on the Ministry of Ayush. We have a cycle license as well. Our manufacturing company, having that, we have full control over the quality and efficacy of all our products. How we are different in the market, first is unique, that we utilize a patented nanotechnology based graphene nanofilters to remove all the dirt particles, making it safe and with enhanced bioavailability for drug delivery of
I'll
all the medications which we
I'll
have.
take over for that. So
Okay.
basically, graphene is a nanomaterial. In India, we are the only company to have graphene as of now, and it's been patented by the government of India. And that's already being used for quantum dots and drug delivery internationally. And now, when we get the same thing and infuse that with the technology of the cannabinoids here, we can selectively filter the cannabinoids, which we really need to filter out. Also, where the safety and the efficacy comes into the picture. Right now, what was the people you were using is basically the leaf extract directly itself. As well, when you talk about the micron level size, any type of micron level size organisms, bacteria, that is something which normally cannot be filtered alongside with a carbon filter, with a normal carbon filter, because again the nm size is very less. But with graphene, that is also possible. So that is something which we come up with the market for. We were already doing it for other biomedical companies. Now we've enhanced the same thing into cannabis also, so that it's very safe for consumption. Now coming upon the first to market. So, as Azu had asked me for like a good range, so as discussed with her, what we basically launched in first to market is, we talk about the market which was there right now was mainly focused upon a full spectrum extract, what people were doing. Not that we don't have full spectrum, because in Ayush, what is legal is only full spectrum. We still are focusing on full spectrum, but that was mainly a 1:1 which people were having, or depending upon whatever the consistency you get from the leaves. But now with the proprietary technology that we've developed, a wide film distillation and a series of molecular distillation, today what we are able to achieve, keeping inside the full spectrum a CBD rich full spectrum and a THC rich full spectrum. Now what basically, that is where we come as someone who's very different, because CBD rich focuses on something like, moreover, you talk about autism, epilepsy, and neuro conditions, which later on Arzu would be explaining, because that is something where you cannot give a lot amount of THC, because again we have a international collaboration and have an international factory also based in US. So with the research that we've done approximately there and what is going out there, a 20:1 is something which is suggested when we talk about neuro conditions. So that is where we come into a picture. And it's like possible for us to give that also according to our technology. Second, full spectrum, which is normally used for various ailments, that again Arzu would be explaining. Now coming to the THC rich, which is used for heavily pain management or cancer induced vomiting, nausea. There were drugs which were approved internationally, which were majorly THC rich, and on the same guidelines with the reference, we have developed it here first. Now coming upon the quality tested, we have both. We have our own HPLC standards which we are developing, basically along with one of the major universities in India right now. So that is where we come with the HPLC test. Along with that, when you talk about the other aflatoxins testing and everything, we already have our in-house HPLC to do the same, and we're the only company which possess. We have a FTIR in our lab, we have SCM, we have TEM, and we also have a Raman spectrometer. These are the some things from which we actually get to know what is each and every component which is there, which is exactly going into. FTI really helps with that. So that is, again, we're the first one in India to have all that, to keep a quality check. After that, it's a third party lab test which again is done, because after in-house testing, for the people to believe, it's very important to have a third party lab testing also done. So that's where the third party lab testing is done. And then finally, when we come about the Formulation part, again, we have two units. One of our unit currently is getting CGMP approved, which is like where we talk about the formulation, and the other unit again we have on GMP, which is already there with us. There, when we formulate, we already have a team of biomedical. We have people from IIT who've done PhD in organic chemistry. So those are the people who actually formulate each and every component which is put. Now it's not necessary that like ashwagandha brahmi works well together, not a problem, but there are some herbs which together does not work or have some interactions. So when we do anything, first as per the ayurveda we see what can be mixed, what cannot be mixed. After that, the chemical structure is seen to actually understand if each and every component goes well together, and will they combine and become a good polyherbal formulation, and they don't reduce the efficacy or the effect of each other. So that is which is done after each and every test of that is done. Only after that everything is come into the market. Also, when we talk about the trials which we are doing, there is already around five case studies which we are currently doing with an approval, and we are already on board of starting a trial basically with the Ayush committee ethical approval, as well as then we go with the CTR and a DCGI. So that is also something which we are already doing as a plan for action for pain management and two three other drugs. So yeah, that's where we say that we come as a different company which we are trying to cover each and every aspect of the medicine, so that when a person takes, it should be very safe for them in the market to actually consume. Azu, up to you.
Thank you, Sukrit. So, as Sukrit has already explained that how we are different, what we're currently doing in the market, I will be mainly talking about Cannaronil, the three variants we have, which is CBD rich, THC rich, and 1:1 balance, and Painted Oral. I'll moreover talk about the indications in which it's used, its potency, and what exactly is the mechanism or the science behind these formulations, so that people are aware that how it's working in the body. The first is balanced cannaronil. Now, this is a 100% full spectrum extract. Now, what actually happens is in the body, I'll start with that first and I'll mention the indications. It's moreover for pain management, for chronic pain, as seen in conditions like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, the autoimmune disorders, and cerebral ataxia, trigeminal neuroglia. Now, what happens in the body is that there are mainly two active cannabinoids in the body, CBD and THC. Now, cannabidiol and tetrahydrocannabinol. Now, what these two basically do in the body is that they interact and activate the cannabinoid receptor, CB1 and CB2, and in return, at the site of the pain where you'll actually feel the pain, they'll go and block the pain receptors and also stop the or suppress the inflammation, sensitization, which is happening all over the place. Moreover, these are agonists of both receptors CB1 and CB2. They inhibit the release of glutamate, 5-hydroxytryptamine, and also alters the dopaminergic function, thereby inhibiting the pain pathways. Moreover, if you see, it is also seen to help in the case of ataxia. Now, when I say ataxia, it's moreover, which is the loss in the motor coordination in the body, as seen in case of cerebral ataxia. Now, some studies have reported that motor coordination is moreover dependent on the balance in the endocannabinoid system. So now what our medication will do is that through an external source, through the cannaronil medication, you will externally supply endocannabinoids which are already missing within the body. Because of the imbalance, this problem has been created. So by supplying the endocannabinoids from an outside source, you will fulfill the endocannabinoid deficiency in the body to restore the balance which has been faced in cerebral ataxia. This is 100% full spectrum extract. The potency is 5000 mg. This is 1:1, the golden ratio CBD is to THC balance. The intended use is for sublingual, or in cases where sublingual is not possible, we also have suppository casing. So it can be given vaginally or through rectal insertion as well. Next is THC rich cannaronil. Now, I have already explained that how it works in the pain. So, moreover, I will also now explain that how it's working for nausea and vomiting or for anorexia. Now, what happens is THC specifically, it's a chemical compound that directly affects the dorsal vagus nerve, which controls the nausea and vomiting responses in the humans, and in ultimately causing the anti-emetic action. For pain, I've already explained. For appetite, at the same time, what it does is it will go partially bind to the CB1 receptor and it will increase the or it will boost your appetite. MSS, in other terms, means nausea and vomiting. So, moreover, THC rich is given to cancer patients, if you'll see, where they actually experience chemotherapy induced nausea, vomiting, or you'll see that they have a loss of appetite or they have sleep issues. In specific, how it helps with sleep is that it will increase the time you spend in your deep sleep. That is the stage which actually helps you feeling refreshed. And at the same time, THC will decrease the amount of time you spend in your REME cycle, which is the rapid eye movement cycle, where you're spending time dreaming or processing your emotions. So that is how it works for your sleep. Now, iska potency, it's again, it's a 100% full spectrum extract is of 5000 mg. It's a 5 gram syringe. So, moreover, when you talk about Cannaronil, iska efficacy, the viscosity is of semi-liquid in comparison to the tinctures we were having. So, it's more of a in a paste form, which we give in a syringe, specifically in cancer patients who have rectal or colorectal cancer. In those cases, rather than sublingually giving them Cannaronil, we prefer to give them through the suppository way, through vaginal or rectal insertion, because that's the exact point where the cancer is, the lesions are present. So it also has some anti-tumor properties. Still in the clinical studies, it's all still experimental, but we have seen in cases that there are anti-tumor properties. And recently, actually, in a case study we conducted on a rectal cancer, we were also able to see that the tumor size from 13, it got reduced to 3 centimeter. So that is where THC-rich Cannaronil helps. The next is the CBD-rich Cannaronil. Now, this is moreover for the neurological conditions or the psyche or the neuropsychiatric conditions, which includes anxiety, insomnia, so not insomnia, sorry, anxiety, depression, neurological conditions like epilepsy, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Now you must be wondering like why I'm mentioning Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. So in patients who have Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, there's usually behavioral issues. So what CBD in specific, the cannabidiol, it specifically does is that it reacts with a serotonin subtype receptor and it activates the CB1 receptors in the amygdala. Amygdala is the part where it actually stabilizes the mood. It's mainly responsible for your emotions, the part of the brain. So it will increase the serotonin by reacting with the serotonin subtype receptor. It will stabilize the mood, increase the feeling of happiness, and promote all over well-being of the human being. So that is how it helps with the behavioral issues. Now, when I talk about a very chronic condition like psychosis, how will a CBD compound-rich medication help there? So what it does is that it will prevent the drug-induced paranoia seen in these cases. It basically works by normalizing the activity in the hippocampus and the striatum. So that is how it will help there. In Alzheimer's, it's also seen that Alzheimer's is basically because of the buildup of the amyloid proteins. So it is also seen to restore the function between the two proteins, because of which there is a disrupting cell function in the body causing Alzheimer's. This is still in the experimental stage, but a clinical trial has recently been completed out of India, based on which it was seen that CBD does help with it, and it also helps with clearing the debris from these brain-like amyloid proteins. A recent study has also shown that when it comes to Parkinson's, now Parkinson's the hallmark feature is basically the tremors caused. So it is also seen that the tremors, it can be helped in that condition as well. There has been improvement seen in the motor movement disorder society, the scale. When I talk about epilepsy, now out of India, an FDA approved formulation is already available for epilepsy, based on which, on the similar lines, we have created the CBD rich formulation for that condition, which has a ratio of 4:1 or 20:1 CBD to THC. Now, this is a CBD rich formulation. So, what it actually does is that the CBD will block the positive feedback loop in which the seizures increase the LPI GPR55 signaling, which is likely to encourage the seizures. So it will block the action of this LPI molecule, and it will also smoothen the signaling. This is what is about Cannaronil. Moving on to Painted Oral. Now, for specifically this product, we have recently completed a case series which is under publication. We did it on 5 to 10 patients, And we have seen that in multiple conditions, which have in conditions like multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, where they have a lower backache, multiple pain management conditions, where they have mild to moderate pain, the medication works very well. We basically did a study which involved looking at the inflammatory biomarkers, including CRP, which is the C-reactive protein, and the cytokinin. So what basically it does is the CBD to THC, the whole formulation, that it will reduce the amount of pro-inflammatory cytokinins like interleukin 6, and it will promote the amount of the anti-inflammatory cytokinins like interleukin 10. So according to the study, what we found was that before the treatment, the CRP levels were very high, out of the range, which is the normalized range between 6 to 0 to 6 mg per dl. And after the study or treatment, or after 1 month, we could see drastic changes in the CRP level. In the study, we have also included that how this medication can help with the insomnia, for which we basically played around with the insomnia severity index. So pain aid oral is moreover for pain indications. It can range from any indication like osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, where a person even has a normal level 2, level 3 pain. When I talk about cancer pain, that is where the THC rich cannaronil will work better. And this is basically a 15 ml tincture. It is a sublingual for sublingual administration, and the potency is 3000 mg. So that is all about cannaronil and pain aid. Over to you, Sukhri, for
Basically,
final
it's
comments.
yeah. So per ml, if we see, it's 200 mg per ml. Because one thing, just for clearing the confusion, a lot of people, when they come and they tell us
Sukrit,
the
your cam is off. I think your video is off.
so
Yeah,
the
please.
whole confusion what comes about the potency right now, which we've seen a lot in the market, is people think 15 ml having 3000 mg and 30 ml having 3000 mg are the same. But that's a very big difference, because when we calculate, we have to calculate it per ml. Per ml, if we see here, it'll be 200 mg per ml. Same if we see for a tincture which is 3000 mg and 30 ml, that's gonna be only 100 mg per ml. So that is again where how the whole calculation is done. And also to tell you, as for a fact, as far as I know, we are the only company currently which is catering to 3000 mg in 15 ml to get the approval. Because right now, however, how many ever there are, six like a normal standard range which people are having is 6000 mg in 30 ml, which no one is catering to. Everyone is into 4500 mg. So we are the only company, and we've got a approval also for that, which we had done through a trial which we had submitted, that we got this higher range of approval for having 3000 mg and 15 ml. So we can continue. And also one more thing, when we talk about the mild to moderate, this is more mild to moderate. Whenever we talk about extreme pain or a chronic pain, that is where we prefer the syringe over the pain aid as for the drops. Because
So,
pain drops would also work very well, but the only thing is, with the drops you will have to cater to a higher amount of drops. That's why we come for a syringe, so that it becomes cost effective, and again 2 to 4 drops should work very well. That's the only difference.
what I need to add an input here, Sukrit and Arzu, to both of you. See, I have understood that this particular potency which you are having is one of the best potency in the industry. I also need to check as per your claim that anybody is having that potency or not. That is one thing. However, my suggestion or my input to both of you is, please create some information around that. That, for example, actually, a clinician, a doctor, a practicing doctor should get the information as simple as possible. Now you have communicated the potency, but still I am confused, because see, what happens is the dosing and the dosing criterias are very dynamic, and doctors are prescribing as per their experience, or maybe they have been taught or been conveyed by some senior doctor, or uh, they have done their own research, so they know the formula to calculate the dose, whatever. But some doctors are just giving in a calculation like 30 mg, 30 ml. Okay, doctor साहब 4 drops we starting, then 6 drops करते हैं, like random dose kind of thing.
Yes.
So now you need to compare in your simple creative. Please create that creative, that if
Mm.
somebody is using 3000 mg 30 ml, it will last, for example, in a dose of 4 drops or 8 drops till these days. And if you are 15 mg 3000 mg, because the drops will be very very less. In fact, half of the drops, it can be given as per the potency of your tincture, or maybe sometimes less than that as well. It depends on the
Uh,
potency of your tincture. So if those drops are less, then definitely the duration will increase of your 15 ml or of your packaging. So that
yes.
simplification of the information should be there. I hope you have understood what I want to
Well,
try
we've
to convey
already
here.
done that. Again, coming to your
Okay.
point, we're the first company to have a dossier. We've already, along with the government company, I'll just share the dossier because right now we're only allowed to share two. That's the reason we couldn't share it here. We already have a dossier, and I don't think so. There's no company which has made a dossier. So dossier again is made on some certain standards which has to be followed and taken approval for. We have a dossier set, and whenever we send to the doctors, we send it along with the dossier as well as
So
on
how
Canada.
you are, sorry to interrupt you. So okay, so how you can say that your dossier is the maybe credible dossier, or a dossier where doctors can refer that to a medical cannabis dossier as well, or maybe how I will connect, or
So yes, so
how
it's
I,
for
so let me just complete. So as a
yes,
clinician, I have my understanding of giving that dose, and now I get a dossier from Cannazo India. Okay, if that dossier has been for example, formulated with some standards of government or some private authorities, then definitely it's a credible dossier. Otherwise, people can have questions on that. So that I need to understand.
sir, it's after a post-efficacy study which we had done with institute, and that is the only thing which Arzu had mentioned that we are submitting and putting our papers basically, which is under the research. So that is where we have already put it for publication, and in the next month it should be launched. So all the dossier and everything that we've kept in dossier, for example, if I have 8 medicines, right now we've only done the research on 5. So that's why in the dossier only those 5 medicines are mentioned for which proper approval has been taken and proper medicine trial has been done on which basis we are doing it. It is not that
No,
we
no,
are
no.
doing it.
I think again, I think not. No, I'm not questioning on the dossier. I'm
Yes,
just saying that your dossier needs some recognition or some association with either. For
correct.
example, let me give you the solution. So there are some
Hmm.
international societies of medical cannabis. Some international groups are there. For example, in
Hmm.
Israel, in US, in and then you people are connected them globally. I like understand if we can if we can also help. So I think you are already connected in our event. You connected to several countries. So the point here is, if you get connected to any these kind of societies or associations or international groups where they have some kind of an accreditation right now, at least in their country, this dosing standards or this dossier which you are talking about, if they will acknowledge that yes, this is one of the dossier which they can recommend, or like you can recommend to the Indian population and all, and that kind of, maybe it's a human kind of and all, not Indian, but it's like a dossier for the humans or dossier for the, maybe you have pet care range. So if you can get some kind of an accreditation or some kind of a recognition from any of these associations or societies, I think that will add value to your dossier. Whatever the hard work you have done, that is your IP, definitely that will remain your IP and your copyright. But get that accredited, because in India there is no one to accredit. International people can accredit this, that yes, this is the dossier which can be given to the medical cannabis medicines, and accordingly then the healthcare professionals and the doctors, in fact, of our country and of other countries will be getting benefited.
Sure, sir. That can be done. Right now, we're done it with the Ayurvedic hospital only, but we can obviously look for the international accreditation also. No problem. That's a
Please
really
do
good
that.
suggestion.
Right.
Yes. Azu, over to you.
Yeah, please continue. Sorry, I interrupted both of you.
No problem. I think so. That question was very important to ask. So that's all about Cannaronil and pain. And I've covered all the points about the medications, where it can be used, the potency, the indicated use.
And this
And
is
this is
basically
where,
only one of the two, like we have more than
medication.
20
Yes.
SKUs. We are just covering two as the, servers also said, ki, let's go two by two so it gets easier for the doctors to understand. So that's why we just shared two right now. We have around 20 SKUs for each and every different thing. Arzu, there's some question if you can check about the side effects and the contraindications.
Yeah, so the most common side effect which we have seen in patient is the dizziness, or I'll say mild constipation. So for dizziness, what we usually give is they can either have black tea or lemon water that helps with dizziness. And since a lot of people are new to medical cannabis based medication, so over 3 4 days they get used to the dose. So that is the reason we start with micro dosing, that we'll start with the minimal dose, and over the days gradually to reach the optimum dose required by each person's body based on the ADME profile, the power kinetic profile. We tell them you start with the minimum dose, gradually over the week you reach the optimum dose required for per persons, or basing depending on the medical history, they reach the optimum dose. That's about the side effects. The contraindications, regarding the contraindications, see, when it's a lactating woman, or if any case it's like a schizophrenic case, it depends which medication you're prescribing or which medication is based for that indication. Like if it's a neurological problem like schizophrenia, in that case they already have hallucinations, so you, in that case, you will not give them a THC rich medication, because that will increase the hallucinations they're experiencing. So depending on the product which we have, which indication we're giving it for, accordingly we tell about the contraindications. Lactating women, or children which are below the age of 18, for those we usually do not give CBDs to THC even balance. But if it's an autism ka case, even it's like a children autism or children epilepsy, there we have a, CBD rich formulation. It's like 20 is to 1 CBD is to THC. That is what is suited for those cases.
Yeah, I think there is a next question, that how to connect and any samples for doctors company provide, Dr. Anu Sharma. So I think how
So
to
I,
connect can just let me start answering this, and then you can take over from that, Arzu or Sukrit. So how to connect, Doc Saab, is flashed on your screen. I think numbers are there, email ID is there. Let me just hide your comment once. ये लीजिए, तो पूरा का पूरा हाउ टू कनेक्ट आपकी स्क्रीन पे अवेलेबल है. नंबर्स आर देयर. आरजू पुरी, सुकृत गोयल के डायरेक्ट नंबर्स हैं. दे बोथ आर द फाउंडर्स, डायरेक्टर्स, डिसीजन मेकर्स इन दिस कंपनी. तो आप सारे डॉक्टर्स इनसे डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, इनसे बात कर सकते हैं, इनसे डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. आपका दूसरा जो उसमें कंसर्न था कि एनी सैंपल्स फॉर डॉक्टर्स कंपनी प्रोवाइड, तो यस, कंपनी इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू एसोसिएट विद ऑल ऑफ यू. सी, बिजनेस तो एक सेकेंडरी है. आप सब अगर मेडिसिन प्रिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं और आपके पेशेंट्स को फायदा हो रहा है, तो डेफिनेटली उसको पेशेंट पे कर रहे हैं, आप उसको प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, उस प्रोवाइड करने में कंपनीज आपको सपोर्ट कर रही हैं. तो वो तो एक बिजनेस मॉडल है, हम सबको अपने अपने रोल प्ले करने हैं. बट मेन बात क्या रहता है कि दे रेस्पेक्ट यू, दे हैव ए रेस्पेक्ट टू आयुर्वेदा डॉक्टर्स, द आयुर्वेदा fraternity. That is main thing which we need to understand. And they respect your opinions, your feedbacks, your like inputs, your learnings from their medicines. You can publish case studies with them. Arzu is an excellent researcher. You can if you want, you can like create your own brand as well. Like Sukrit and their associates have so many solutions in the manufacturing sector as well, so you can create brands or your own brands with them as well. You can take their brands and their products in your setup and see the results, and accordingly you can grow with them. So say there are so many opportunities which are available, and definitely they are open to the samples. And anything you want to add to this, Sukrit and Arzu, please feel free to
Yeah.
do so, because this is the pitch you want to do with the fellow Ayurveda doctors and Vaidyas. So please at least do your pitch also, that how you want to connect, why you want to connect, what benefits they will be getting if you are connected with them, or if you are like with them. Apart from the financial gains, definitely there will be there. What else they can expect from you, or what else you are expecting from them. So please define all these aspects, so that we will have a good brief from both of you for the understanding. And then doctors who are right now, or maybe after this session, there will be hundreds and thousands of doctors who will be watching this video. It is already being getting recorded on YouTube and various other social media platforms. So they will understand your ideology, they will understand your mindset, they will understand your thinking, that what you are thinking about them, so that they will start thinking about you. And the more they will start thinking about you, your company will grow and you both will flourish. Over to you, Sukrit and Arzu.
So, first of all, answering the questions of samples, yes, we have a special pack for the doctors for the samples. So, whatever doctor wants, we do provide samples. So, samples is not a problem, because we also understand the doctor first should try it rather than prescribe it, because we don't work in the thing of directly prescribing. We also want the doctor to be very sure before prescribing that they should be happy with the medication, and then everything falls into place, because patients come first. If that works from the word of mouth, automatically everything goes off, and that's what has happened with us till now. So that's what we believe. Now, talking about the other benefits also, what doctors can get with us, see, here we are very open for suggestions and having the own manufacturing setup. The major thing what we do is, for example, if there, like we are already doing for with few doctors also, if there are some few formulations which doctors say, okay, fine, I have this criteria of patient, and maybe adding this herb would suit it better. We will take the suggestion with those herbs. After doing that, we obviously put in the technical team also to see if they are mixing up well. Once that happens, if the doctor wants exclusively with that doctor, we do launch that medicine, and that is basically only exclusive for that particular doctor. So and for his patients, so we are already doing that. That is one thing which we can obviously do. Where we talk about a brand also, if a doctor wants to do a co-manufacturing brand, we can obviously do that also, where we can use our license, and along with the doctor we can obviously have a co-manufacturing done, where a doctor's brand, our brand comes, because obviously when a doctor's recommendation come, it's something which is going to be very good for us also, because as soon as a doctor recommends, people obviously trust much more than what we would be giving. Thirdly, there are some few products which are only available through doctors, not online, because again, and mainly prescription basis, because what here we are trying to do is we are trying to develop two markets. One which will be mainly a supplement market, which is a hemp seed oil capsules or something like that. That is a online market, but the medicines we feel should go through doctors, and that's something gradually we are trying and getting more and more, that it goes only through doctors and doesn't go online. And that is something which I feel is very important in a medicine which is the schedule E medicine, frankly. So yeah, these are some few things. And along with that, if a doctor wants, I mean, in my other business we are already into a lot of renting or office spaces and everything. So obviously we do connect with doctors if you're planning to open a clinic or something. In a collaboration, we are very open with that also, to help and do it with the doctors. Are there any are there a question?
No, I was just trying to convey that Arzu wants to add to the previous topic, which we are continuing about the doctor association model and benefits, or we should skip to the next question.
So we can start with the next question. Sukul has covered all the point. Even the research part you have
Okay,
already covered.
okay, fine. So
Yes.
I think the question is, how long is the duration for relief to start in a patient? Okay.
So when I talk about pain relief, yes. So it depending on the case, if like a lower backache, I'll say it takes approximately 3 to 5 days. You'll start feeling the effect. If it's a autoimmune condition like MS, then it will take minimum 15 days to 1 month. For neurological conditions to start seeing the changes, minimum treatment period would be 1 month, but it keeps going
Also, they
on
are
for
not asking
approximately.
the treatment period. They are asking ki from
So how
when they will
long?
start seeing, for how long the
So
duration for
minimum,
the.
yeah, for
Yeah, so
pain managers,
when will it
minimum.
start? The
Yeah,
pain
so
reduction, when
minimum,
will it start?
so minimum 3 to 5 days.
No, I think let me just clarify the question. See, the question which I have understood is, and maybe I will add my inputs and then you both can add your inputs as well. So, see, the point here is, and I can understand maybe he's a medico, Dr. Shiva. He's not even a doctor, but I assume that you are a medico because every medical doctor has this problem that whenever a patient is coming to them. So, like for example, in Ayurveda, without Panchkarma or without certain skills like Agni Karma or Panchkarma, we can't do the acute pain management if we are not using medical cannabis. So we can do acute management in Panchkarma, we can do acute management or immediate pain management in Agni Karma, and the same we are seeing right now with cannabis also. So like there are local application products in cannabis which are fast, in fact faster acting than their counterparts in the allopathic medicine. I have seen the results. I have seen the results of painkillers of cannabis preparation acting faster than the traditional allopathic painkillers without any side effects, so that we are seeing in our clinic. So do you have all those kind of fast acting products as well, that your local application is acting in maybe minutes not seconds if not, and then your internal medicine is relieving the pain within few minutes to maybe an hour or couple of hours? So these
Okay, so
kind of acute healing
oh,
pain management is there or not? That is one. Second, yes, chronic, you are absolutely right that these kind of cases will take from few days to few weeks to few months as well, or sometimes by the way few years also. I have seen some people taking 1 year 2 year as well in several chronic cases, and some people are taking for longer duration also for 5 years or 10 years as well in a low dose, to just maintain their either autoimmune disorders in control or many other aspects. Like from last 4 years, around now, I'm in the practice. So I'm seeing some patients who are taking from last 4 years, and they are better, far better than when we have started, and the quality of life have improved, and overall the parameters are also normal. So, so do you have any these kind of acute pain management solutions also right now?
Arzu, you are
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yeah, yes. So when you talk about SOS or instant pain relief in cases, so the amount, I'll say, the time which takes it to start showing the effect is 15 to 30 minutes. That's what I think the doctor was trying to ask. Yes.
So that depends upon three dosages, sir. So if we are talking about a syringe, it normally takes 30 minutes. You get your pain relief. Like 30 minutes to 1 hour is basically where you get the full relief. If you talk about the capsule, because it has disintegration time, it takes around 40 minutes. And if you talk about the drops, because we already have the drops which we've done through nanotechnology, it takes around 5 minutes to 8 minutes for the pain to go. So it depends upon the dosage
So,
form that we are taking, because it is oil, it gets diluted very fast. It takes 5 to 8 minutes. You will see the pain that will start reducing, and around 15-20 minutes all the pain would be gone.
so this information is available on your dossier.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So the next question is, can we give medical cannabis to kids or pregnant ladies? Okay.
No, sir,
I
that is
think,
something which very clearly mentioned on our
hmm,
bottle also, that we
we have
don't.
mentioned on label, right? Great.
Because for like normally it's a 18 years, but still we mention not below 21 years, because still 18 to 21 years is a time where there's a lot of hormonal changes. So due to that reason, we normally say after 21 plus only we prefer to go, rather than 18 plus. Second of all,
Very good.
pregnant ladies, no. So these two things we don't normally recommend for.
No, excellent. I think that 21 years I really liked, Sukrit. You are a very, I think, uh, I will appreciate the mindset, the mature mindset you people have at this very young age. I again appreciate on record that, and many companies do not have courage to do that. What you are doing, you are just cutting your main target audience of 18 to 21 by writing 21 and that. And I think that unethical practice and ethical aspects will also minimize once you control the age, and when you once you proceed towards a, see, again, it's an excellent step which you have taken. I think my digital team should note this point, and we will run a separate campaign that I think, just do a research maybe from your internal team, and my team will also do. But I have not seen till now. Maybe I'm wrong if any other company is doing that. Sukrit, I think nobody is doing that till now in India apart from
So
you.
everyone
The
is,
21
as
years.
far as I know, I mean, I cannot claim, but as far as I know, it's all 18 plus that is going. We're the only one who is
No,
actually
21.
saying 21
No,
plus.
I'm asking, nobody right now in medical cannabis space is doing that labeling, that 21 years on like above only. So anybody is doing
No, I
apart
don't
from you?
think so. I guess we're the
So
only people who are doing 21 plus.
then that is a news for me, and we should propagate and we should disseminate this to the entire fraternity.
Thank you.
Great, great.
I
Please
mean, it
send me
is
those
not because
pictures. Please send me those pictures of your labels where you have mentioned 21 years, and
I will
also
just do
that
that.
pregnant wala content. Na, please send me that pictures one to one on my WhatsApp, right? Thank
I
you.
will do that, sir.
Great, great. I think excellent feedback and an excellent aspect which we have seen today with Sukrit and Arzu. I should conclude this session. I just realized we have over 43 minutes now, and it's a long session. Generally, we try to keep it by around 25-30 minutes because doctors are very busy. So we want them to just show a 25-30 minute video whenever they want to refresh and to like upgrade themselves. So we use these videos and these sessions. So I will do some edit also in this. I will ask my team to do some editing also after that, and we will have a crisp summarized way of this video, this entire session in a maybe 25-30 minutes of video, because that will then create
So you can
value to
see
the
this.
entire ecosystem, because there is one company who respects doctors on one side, then there is another, the same company who also respects the age groups and all the like sensitive age groups and all, and they have mentioned, on their label, first time in India any company has mentioned 21 years and above only. So I think we need to pick those points from this session, and then you beautifully took us to the entire journey of the pathology. In fact, starting from your physiology aspect to the pathology, and ultimately connecting the solution to that, Arzu, beautifully. I really liked and appreciate. very few founders or co-founders in this country, I can say on record, have this kind of knowledge which you have in terms of the pathways, in terms of the ecosystem, the entire endocannabinoid system. In fact, after doing an exhaustive work and exhaustive study and publishing book also, today I also got to learn two fundamentals of creating a process from your talk. So thank you so much for adding value to my knowledge as well. And really like that session and want to have many more sessions in detail from like maybe you and me can have to train and to teach and to create that awareness of the ecosystem. So doctors are still confused the entire physiology, pathology, and ultimately how the endocannabinoid system and how the medical cannabis is benefiting in each disease, the each channels, the each overall, like you can say, the process. So that is missing in our industry right now. So as we have published the fundamentals, now we have to go to the advanced level, and the advanced level discussion is how cannabis is helping in pain. So the entire discussion will be technical. The entire discussion will be focused upon the various pathologies of musculoskeletal, neuropathic, several kinds of pains, and how cannabis is helping in each kind of pain. So that should be the approach of Cannazo India with us on our platform to do more and more technical sessions like this, so that we can create this ecosystem of spreading ethical like way of this wonderful herb that is cannabis. So Krit, you want to conclude with some of your
So,
inputs and Arzu,
yes.
and we can conclude this session accordingly.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
So just one thing I was saying that if I will just share the screen also, so just to like in the label it's written, but even if you see here, here also it's very clearly mentioned that I'm more than 21 years of age, where we put a condition for people to tick before actually purchasing the medicine.
Sure.
The screen which I've just shared. So this is the prescription, and that is where they have to put
No,
on I
your
agree.
screen is not visible. Now it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Now it is. Yes.
It is, yeah. So this
Great.
here also
Very good. Yes, it
clearly
is there. Right. Very good. Excellent.
mentioned.
Nice.
I just can conclude
Thank you.
now.
Great. Thank you so much. Anything, Arzu, from your end, or else we should thanks all of you and we should conclude this session today. It's a pretty long session, and again, I thank
Thank
Sukrit and Arzu for
It was great, sir.
giving their valuable inputs and time for to like create this entire ecosystem of medical cannabis in our country. Thank you so much, and looking forward to have many more sessions with both of you in future as well.
Sure, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.